here in France, there is confusion now over the status of those pension reforms, because earlier this month, Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu said the reform would be suspended. But the French President, Emmanuel Macron, appeared to cast doubt on that idea when he was questioned by reporters yesterday. Lecornu then tried to clarify the matter in Parliament, but there's still a lot of unsureness, a lot of uncertainty about what's going on, and we are joined now by Marc Perelman, our French politics editor, to unpack all this. Marc, can you understand what's going on with the pension reforms?
I can try. I'm not sure I'll make it, but there is confusion because there is confusion in Parliament. The budgetary discussions just got underway. There are 70 days to pass the budget. 50 days then to pass the budget of the social security, the healthcare system, and this has to be before December 31st. And there's a lot of positioning, posturing. The Prime Minister has announced that as a major concession to buy, quote unquote, the neutrality of the Socialist Party, he would suspend the pension reform. The question is, how does he do this? So, first of all, he said this would be through an amendment to the budget of the social security. But some are saying this might be a trick. The left thinks it's fine, but this amendment could, in the end, not be adopted by a vote on the whole budget. And so, and then the president yesterday says, this is not a suspension or even less so a canceling of this pension reform. We're just shifting it and waiting to see what happens. And so the left was saying, this is clearly a trap. The president says it's not a suspension. And so this is why the prime minister said, no, this is actually a suspension. And we're actually, it's a bit technical, sending a letter to clarify this. And this letter will be adopted as part of the budget presented in Parliament. So the fact that it's in the budget and not in a separate amendment is meant to prove to the socialists that this is indeed something that's fully endorsed by the prime minister and not a technique to try to essentially tell the socialists, don't worry, and at the end, just make sure this suspension doesn't stay. The big question is whether this will indeed be voted, because, as I said, the budget vote is a big question mark. There are discussions to amend it by the left, by the right, by the far right, by the far left. So there's no guarantee how it will come out. And so this is why you're going to see a lot of this uncertainty, a lot of this posturing taking place until the very end of this budgetary discussion. The Prime Minister indeed hopes that he'll be able to survive, that he'll be able to deliver on that promise to the socialists, and at the same time deliver on his promise to the right, to the financial market, to Brussels, to keep France's finances under control.
So what do you think when Macron did appear to cast doubt on whether or not it was suspended? What was he doing there? Was that a sort of trying to assert his authority?
A bit, yes, probably. Because Sébastien Lecornu, clearly since his appointment, it was a bit difficult, he resigned and then was brought back, said, the game has changed. This is not about presidential power anymore. The power rests with Parliament. I'm not going to use Article 49.3 of the Constitution, where executives were able to ram through bills through Parliament without a vote. First and foremost, the budget, and this has been done since 2022, it said, I'm not going to do this. This means that everything is being discussed in Parliament. And so the president, in a way, is trying to show that he exists not only on the European stage, not only on the world stage, but also here in France. The problem is that he's lost a lot of authority, and the fact that the reform that has been passed since his re-election in 2022. The pension reform is now being suspended. That even his prime minister, whom he appointed and wanted, is saying, no, this is all up for grabs right now, is obviously something that's not going down well with the president, and this is probably why he's speaking out on the issue. It's not very constructive, obviously, if you have the president saying one thing and the prime minister saying something different.